Thank you for tuning in again. My name is Tina, and I'm going to go over today what is a sponsor? Why do you need a sponsor? What is a spiritual sponsor? What is like a spiritual covering or a spiritual parent? And so, why do I need a sponsor? It would be a sponsor helps you through the 12 steps with their experience, strength, and hope. They are not counselors or professionals, whereas I have a peer support certification. That's the extent of my professionalism. It's basically a 40-hour certification on how to use your experience, strength, and hope to teach others a new way of life. And so a sponsor will support you while you work the steps. A sponsor is not um, somebody that you use for rides and gas money. Um, I cannot stress that enough. What do you need in a sponsor? First of all, if you're looking for a spiritual sponsor or a spiritual covering, obviously they need to have a belief in the Christian faith and willingness to share their walk with God. And so, two, sincerity and honest sharing of personal stories. And so, um, I have a lot of personal stories. I'm very comfortable in telling anybody. I'm an open book. And so I guess there are a couple things that would be rather weird to share, but can pull those out when people are sharing horrible things with me. And so three, willingness to provide feedback and support. And so I think a lot of us are used to telling people what they want to hear or giving them this prophetic, happy, upbeat feedback. And so while it's good to do that, constructive criticism is necessary to move forward and so that we can grow and learn. And a sponsor has worked the 12 steps before, somebody who's been through it, and they're able to guide you with it. Um, you want a spiritual sponsor to be the same gender as you. And so there are many different reasons for that. One of which is the obvious, like you don't want to develop a personal relationship with somebody that would make your spouse upset. And so the other thing is that women with women and men with men, because our brains work differently. And so women's wants, needs, and attitudes can vary, but you're more apt to find another woman who um, you're more apt to find another woman who can relate. And that would be somebody that you could relate to, or you're more apt to find another man. And even if you have like gender equality issues, you're still going to want to work with somebody of the same biological gender as you. And so that would just, as long as that's not going to pose a sexual risk to you. And um, so the sixth and most important thing about having a spiritual sponsor or having a sponsor is the ability to confront difficult issues and ask for accountability and keeping commitments. And so a lot of times I will ask people to list things that they expect from a sponsor so that there's a clear expectation between the two people. And so usually when you get a sponsor for the first time, you call them every day for 30 days in a row, and it's building a relationship. And so if you are um, serious about recovery, if you're serious about forging this support network that's going to help you in recovery, calling a sponsor every day for 30 days is a breakthrough. And so when you're able to pick up that phone, because it's going to feel like it weighs 1,000 pounds, it's going to feel like, oh, well, I'm too tired. I don't want to call. Um, you know, as long as even if you call for like 5 seconds and say, hey, I'm tired tonight. I think I'm just going to go to bed. I'll tell you more about it tomorrow. Um, you know, stuff like that, but then actually do it. Follow through with your word. The other thing that's uncomfortable for a sponsor a lot of times is having to tell people that, maybe they aren't being as consistent as they should be. And so, another thing that's really hard to talk to other women about is I have had a lot of sponsees that were in the legal system. And so, like, it's really hard to talk to somebody about their victim mentality. And so, um, victim mentality will hold you back. If it's always somebody else's fault, you can never take responsibility to make the changes necessary to get out of that pattern. And so, there's a lot of things that a sponsor that's required of a sponsor. If you were looking for more of like a spiritual sponsor or spiritual covering or parent, you would ask them to support you by viewing your content or talking to you about theological um, things, and they would, you guys would be on the same page. They would be able to give you feedback. A sponsor, they're basically a sponsor, if you ask me. And so, some of the things in the Bible that support having a spiritual sponsor are Matthew 5:1 through 12. They're the Beatitudes. Ecclesiastes 4:9 through 15, and that's the two are better than one. Proverbs 27:17 is as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Ecclesiastes 7:15, it is better to listen to a wise man's rebuke than listen to the song of fools. Psalms 1:1 and 2 through 12, do not listen to the counsel of the ungodly. Not only do we see sponsorship as biblical, it's also part of what made the program of the 12 steps so successful throughout the years. So we desperately need someone to come alongside us to show us the way, someone who's been in our shoes and someone we can trust. And so, thank you. Hope you find this video helpful. If you have any comments or feedback, please hit the thumbs up to like this video and leave your comment or question so that I can get to them. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you for your support, and have a great day.